Hey, everybody, welcome to Love and Reload, the voice of the relocation industry. I am your host, Ben Cross, and I am so blessed and honored to be here with Michelle Riutort, Global Mobility Specialist, Kinross Gold Corporation. Michelle, how are you doing today?
Hi, Ben. Hi, everybody. I'm so excited to be here. I still can't even believe it. I'm so excited to meet you. I will say a little disappointed the mustache is gone. I was looking forward to the mustache, but oh my gosh, what a pleasure and what an honor. Thank you so much for the invitation.
Michelle, I'm looking forward to talking to you, and I apologize about the mustache. I did not clear that with you before I shaved it. I'm so sorry. My wife made me do it, but no, we raised over $15,000 for Movember for men's health issues,
Whoa.
and then our job was done at that point. So that's gone. But you are here, and I'm so excited to talk to you because you are one of those voices. I believe you are one of the most interesting follows on LinkedIn. You have such a fresh perspective. You are so authentically yourself in your post and what you put out there. And you're on the corporate side of global mobility, and you're a tax nerd, which is super cool. And I use that term with endearment. So I just think you're fascinating. I can't wait to really get to talk to you and understand
Oh
who
my
you
gosh,
are.
I'm blushing, and that's rare. Thank you, Ben.
Well, no, and I mean every word of it. And everybody out there who's watching this right now, get active in the comments. Go ahead, throw a like in there. I want to know who you are, where you are. We're going to be giving you shout outs. If you've got tax questions, throw them in there. If you've got global mobility questions for a practitioner such as Michelle, throw them in there. Michelle, where in the world are you? Because I heard a little accent on mustache.
On the mustache. Well, I'm actually in Toronto, but my accent is so all over the place just because I'm Hispanic by birth and I'm surrounded by Brits at work. So I like words come out that are pretty amazing and I'm all over the place. So I don't know which accent you're gonna hear today.
It's fantastic, and I love it, and it's so global mobility, right? I mean, we are the confluence of so many cultures and so many influences and so much global business. So super cool, super cool.
Yeah. There's
We've
so
got
many
people checking.
people. Yeah.
Let's see who we got checking in. Keep hitting those, hit that, smash that like button right now. Feel free to share it also with your friends out there. Let people know we are live right now. I would love to ask your questions as well. We're also going to be talking about the importance of having a personal brand. You know, Michelle's super out there, you know, with herself and just kind of putting her thoughts out there, right? And I just respect that so much. And I'm curious why she does it and what the ROI on that is for her, or if it's even about that. I can't even wait. Stacy Huff checking in, super producer Stacy. Hi, Ben and Michelle. What up, Stacy?
Hey, Stacy.
We got San Diego in the house. Valerie McKenzie. Hey, Ben and Michelle Deluxe tuning in from Phoenix, Arizona.
Oh, cool.
Shout out to the Deluxe team that won an Alto award for, I think it was best U.S. provider. So shout out to Deluxe and Barb and everybody over there. Lisa Ross from San Diego.
That's sweet. Happy holidays to you too, Lisa.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Christine, are you getting in the holiday spirit right now, by the way?
100%. 100. I have my falalalama already outside, all like, scaring the neighborhood children.
What is a falalalama?
It's one of those garden blow up dolls and it sings and stuff and it's got lights. So yeah, we try to make it festive for the neighborhood. I love it.
I love it.
Yeah.
I have a little nutcracker back
Oh
here.
yeah. In the background.
Yeah, a little nutcracker on the shelf. Christina, hi, Ben and Michelle. Price Point checking in from beautiful Puebla, Mexico in the house.
Hola.
What up, Christina? I think you're visiting your husband's family out there. I think have a good trip. I love it, and it's so cool. I get to like meet people all over virtually and get to know about them and their family.
Tax
All right,
gang. Tax gangs in the house. Yeah.
gang. So tell me, so fresh, so clean. It's called the Tax Gang. Hashtag
Oh my
Tax Gang.
gosh.
Okay, people need to know. We're just diving right in here, Michelle. What is Tax Gang?
Oh wow. Tax gang is I don't even know how to describe how it started, but it's pretty awesome. So we have our just tax guru and a big shout out to Betty Wu. I love you, Betty Wu. So Betty Wu is our tax manager for global mobility, and I had the chance to work with her for a few years now, and she just makes tax so fun, and she's very smart about
Okay,
it.
I got to be honest with you. Don't hear that often. I talk to a lot of people.
This is why Betty Wu, she's the Don. She's awesome. And I think she got me with celebrity tax gossip, because who knew celebrity tax gossip is a thing, right? And as a good Chilean, I'm a huge football fan. So that's soccer for you guys, but football. And she started teaching me on my tax journey with the David Beckham law, which I thought was just brilliant, right? And it's all about how in Spain they reduce, or they increase the number of years that you can live there without being a resident for him, because he was playing for, was it Barcelona at the time? But anyways, fascinating. And then she, I learned about the Shakira law and a whole bunch of stuff. So Betty was amazing. And Tax Gang is really just us geeking out on tax stuff and then promoting that within the company. And I can't remember, I think we were in a HR call and something had come up in the news. There was this was like pandemic time, obviously, because I can't even remember before the pandemic, right?
Yeah,
So
there's like a whole nother one. It didn't even happen. It's like, it
didn't
doesn't
happen.
even matter.
I remember that day I had watched the news, and so they were interviewing these kids that were in line to get their vaccinations. This is when the vaccines first started. And the reporter asked them, like, oh, what are you guys doing here? Are you guys getting your vaccination? And the kids, yeah, you know it. Hashtag Pfizer gang, hot girl summer. And I was like, what is this? What's hashtag Pfizer gang? And I just thought that's the funniest thing. So I go to this meeting and my boss said something. And so that's where hashtag tax gang was born. And from then it's just become this, what started as a joke, this really cool thing. Like, we have people around the world that are now part of our tax gang. And as you see on my LinkedIn, we take pictures in different situations with our bandanas, and is really just a way of doing a twisted sort of team building. Like, I don't know, but it's fun.
I love it. I love the fact that you're making tax not only interesting, but cool. And you're creating a community around it. And I know there's people watching right now that want to get down with the tax gang. What is initiation to tax gang like?
Well, like usually you get jumped into a gang. So
I've heard.
Yeah. So we just kind of push them around just gently.
Gentle little pats around the office.
No. Actually, that's what I told Betty. I'm like, and she's like, I don't think we're allowed to do that. And to be honest, we have some like pretty senior people. So I was like, yeah, I don't think it's right to push them around. But I do make them go through a series of very difficult questions, right? So
you go from jumping people into giving them a written exam.
No, it's not a written exam. Ben, are you ready? I'm going to initiate you right now. Would you like to be a tax gang member?
Yeah, I'm down. Let's go.
Okay.
Gang.
Okay. Now I want you to focus, Ben. I'm going to give you options, and you have to answer very quickly. And based on those answers and how cool I think you are, I'll let you know if you're in the gang or not.
So there's a quantitative and a qualitative element to this test.
No, it's
okay.
Totally
I love it. And you're going to ask me this question, but I also want people that are at home to participate as well.
Okay.
I think there's a lot of people that want to get down with tax gang. I know Gabby Bachhuber, your tax gang is so fun. Do you have an immigration gang too?
We should have an immigration
Gabby,
gang.
I think you're immigration gang. Gabby, you love immigration. Like, she has immigration tats. Like, Gabby is, yeah. Gabby, we'll talk about that. But I want everybody to play at home. So Michelle, you're going to ask me a series of questions, and everybody just put in your first answer, because this is a timed test. So is everybody ready to play? I mean, that's you, Gabby. That's you, Judy, Ray, Tim, Christina, Lisa, Valerie, everybody, Stacy. Okay. All right.
So I'm going to ask the questions. You guys pop it into the comment box.
I'm going to be so bad.
We'll wait a second, and then whoever gets the answer right can go on to the next level. Is everybody ready?
There is a slight delay, but yes, let's try it.
All right. Immigration gang's a thing? What's going on, guys? We keep
it's a thing now.
Hashtag immigration gang.
It's a thing now. Yeah. It's a movement. Go ahead.
All right, Ben, let's do this. Are you ready?
Probably not. Let's go.
Okay. You have to spend the day with one person. Prince William or Prince Harry? Who's it going to be? Go.
Prince Harry.
Harry. Okay, why Harry?
I partially don't know the difference. But I think William is the older, stodgier one, and Harry is the one that's married to Meghan Markle that said, F the BS, I'm going to go live in the U.S. and I don't even care about your throne situation. And I'm going to go pursue a life of altruism and taking care of people and live off this actor money. So I think that's probably my vibe, to be honest.
Oh my gosh. Well, we got a lot of Harry. So everyone's loving Harry. And I gotta say, Harry is gangster. Harry is tax gang all the way. So everyone that answered Harry, good job so far.
Good job, everybody. Yes, I like this. Michelle, you're my people. I like this. This is great. This is great. Look at people are playing along. Yes, Catherine, play along. Yes, Mike Falia. Yes, play along. Southern California. This is great. Christina. Yes.
Cool.
Jamarco Rhodes, Prince Harry. Yes. Also.
Oh no! Wait, Jamarco. Hey, I know this guy from a long time.
Moving on to the next round of Tax Gang. Valerie, Harry. Yes. Harry for the chance to meet. Okay, easy, Mike.
He's married. Oh my gosh.
All right, what else we got? We got another one? All right.
Okay. Oh, now I'm okay. Here we go. Are you guys ready?
No.
If you had to choose one or the other, silver or gold, what are you choosing? Go.
Gold.
All
day.
What?
Like that's a no-brainer for me. I've had silver chains. I've had gold chains. I still wear my gold chain. Silver tarnishes.
It does tarnish, like a reputation.
And I had bad skin. Of course, I don't actually think about investing in these things. I just think about what jewelry do I wear, and I and I would get like a rash if I had silver on. So yeah,
gold. We got another gold.
I feel like this one might be too easy, especially as you sit there on the set of Goldfinger 2. I feel like this one might be a scotch easy.
A scotch easy.
Now, a better question might be white gold or yellow gold, if you want to really
rose gold.
Or rose gold, if you want to divide the people up.
Gold, come on. All right. I see you guys. You guys are doing well.
Nice job. Judy, Jamarco, Christina, Mike, Valerie. We've got some people really playing along here. Shout out to all the people. Claudia,
right? Because Claudia's next level, right? AU, isn't that the chemistry sign for gold?
Is that the periodic table?
Periodic table one? Oro, por favor.
Look at this. This is great. Okay. So give us the correct answer.
Gold, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Even if you listen, but I don't kiss up to guests. I would give it to you straight. If I was not a gold guy, I would tell you, but I'm 100% a gold guy. In fact, my wife's going to have to put the clamps on that because I'm about to go buy something.
Okay.
For Christmas.
So, and we're going to end it right now. Like usually this game goes long, like 20 questions. So it's because it's a game about stamina. So how long can you take the heat? But
it's a 60-minute show. I go hard. Like I can go, and we can go up to an hour and a half, and then 2 off the rip. No, let's go. Okay, all right. Last question. Oh, she's got like an actual like syllabus. She's got like an actual source material.
I'm thinking, but I don't know which one I should ask to close this out because it's such an important thing. And
give me two. We'll do it fast. We'll do quicker. I promise. I'll be fast.
Okay. Who was cooler, Han Solo or Luke Skywalker? Go.
Luke Skywalker. I don't also know the difference 100%. But Luke Skywalker has a better name. And I think his legacy is a little stronger. And I think he was the one that was flying the cool little airplane through the crevices and stuff, I think. That's where I'm at with that.
Luke Skywalker or Han Solo. All right, let's see what the people say.
The people are in on Luke. Oh, wow.
Skywalker.
Oh, we got a Hans.
Hans.
We got some
Hans.
Hanses. Oh,
Solo.
it looks like it's about 4-3 right now. All right. What's the correct answer, just for the sake of time?
This is why not everyone can be Tax Gang. Who is it? Skywalker, because of the name. No, guys. It's Han Solo.
And there you go. You know what? I got further than I thought I was going to get, to be honest with you.
You did very well. So now we would push you around for real, and then you would be in.
So I hear, okay, so I'm checking out your feed and everything, and Tax Gang also wears pink.
Right. So, it's all about having a good time, because we spend so much time at work. But yeah, so Betty Wu and I are the Tax Gang Dons. We're the ones that run it. Although my boss, he says he's the Don. We just say yes to his face, but really it's me and Betty. And so
like everything in life, yes.
Like everything in life, it's like with your husband. Oh yeah, of course, do whatever. Yeah, of course, yeah. And then you just do whatever you want anyways, right?
Me and my wife. My wife's been shouting Tax Gang for months now, and I'm like, what? Yeah, sure. I don't know.
So yeah, me and Betty were Mean Girls as well. And Mean Girls, on Wednesdays we wear pink, right? And that's the rule. So every Wednesday Betty and I go into the office wearing pink. And it's funny, like, we're doing it just to have a good time and for us, because we work really hard, and so we want to dork around. But I'm so loving this unexpected reaction where people see and they notice, and I'm like, can I do it too? Can I join Tax Gang? Can I wear pink? Like, of course, come on, the more the merrier. Like, I want you to be happy too. I want you to, like, feel part of something, feel part of this team and this family. Like, I'm bugging out that Jamarco, I worked with Jamarco over a decade ago, and he's like on this call. Like, that's amazing. And
he's having a good time. Getting the answers wrong, like me, but having a good time.
Yeah, Jamarco's out, but whatever. Like, that's his fault. He should have known better. Han Solo, everybody knows, right? But so the thing is, like, you go and you're joking around, and you're wearing pink, and it's just a funny thing between us. But then, I get the chance to make a colleague feel, part of the crew, and to have fun, and to have a better day, and to get excited about going to work. And I mean, when I think about, and I maybe you were going to ask me this, but when we talk about joking around, and you said it in the beginning about being part of corporate and making jokes and, like, being a little inappropriate. I struggled with that, I think, for most of my career. And I got to the point where I just thought, I'm tired of, like, not being myself. And also, I think it was this feeling like I'm trying to be everybody else, and I'm not winning. Like, I'm not a millionaire. I'm not getting these huge pay raises. I'm not getting, like, these huge promotions. I'm just there kind of doing my job, and I love my job. But you know what? I'm kind of done kissing ass and being someone that I'm not. And, like, I want to be happy. I'm spending, like, the majority of my time here. This is literally my life, And so I just thought, I gotta just be me. And I think also, when you work in global mobility, I think we all do. I mean, if you work in global mobility, I think you're like a carer. You're somebody that really cares about people, and you're someone that I think is special on this earth, because really, people that are loving and care and worry about others, that's like a special job. And so I think that when we go and we have these relationships with these families, it's not fair to give them a part of yourself. Like, you're invested in them. You get to know them and their wife, their kids. I always follow up, and I get pictures of what it's like for them on assignment. And, like, I want that real connection. Like, I think even though it's a job, and even though we're working, and we need to be more authentic, because life is too short to not be. And the more that we talk about mental health, for example, now, I think a lot of that and depression comes because it's like Jim Carrey that made that comment about the avatar, right? Like, we're so sick of our avatar. So, wow, did I just go on this huge tangent? Sorry.
No, but I love it. I love it. Honestly, I love it. And this is where I wanted to go. And honestly, no matter who's watching this right now, I think they can all connect to what you just said, because we all have jobs. We all, we all work in an environment where sometimes we have to wear our avatar or our mask, right? Who also starred in The Mask, right? Jim Carrey, shout out. But I love it. And I love it. And that's what caught my eye about you, Michelle, is that you are so unabashedly authentic in yourself. And what was cool also that I dug about you, and if you don't follow or connect with Michelle, you got to connect with her on LinkedIn. I love the fun, right? And having fun with what you do, and the obvious passion you have for what you do and who you work with. And then also interspersing the global mobility, almost like kind of crowdsourced, hey, anybody have a, corporate housing provider in Toronto, anybody, want to benchmark household goods and talk about, I love it. The fact that you recognize and can harness, and are willing to openly kind of go out there and harness kind of the power of the crowd. I love how you just embrace it and use it in a way that most people don't use it. And I think I want to ask people who are watching this right now, what's holding you back? And I'm going to ask people to get real personal right now. And I know that, and be a little vulnerable with us right now. And if you don't want to do that, that's cool. But if you do, I think it's a really cool opportunity. What's holding you back from maybe taking the mask off, taking the avatar off, and kind of being yourself? Michelle, you said, something about being a copy of someone else, or kind of being like other people, but then not getting ahead, not winning. I feel the same exact way, right? If you're trying to be like other people, you're, best you can be a second place. So you might as well just, be, what is that Oscar Wilde, comment, be yourself, because everyone else is taken. I just think that's so cool of you.
That's really good. And so, question, am I using LinkedIn wrong?
No, I think everybody else is. No, I think everybody else is, right? And those will be the same people that will be like, oh, LinkedIn's not Facebook. Or they'll be like, oh, I can't do this, or I can't say that, or I can't. Those are the same people that don't post. People will tell you, and if anybody told you you're using LinkedIn wrong, those people don't post anyway.
It's true. I think, yeah. Well, when we go back to what I was saying about taking off the mask, to your point, and the avatar, and being authentic at work, right? So I always thought that I would be penalized for being merry, like Santa's the only one that's allowed to be jolly. God forbid you're like Santa in the office. Oh my gosh, right? And then here comes Michelle with this loud laugh that you can hear across the office. And, I'm too over the top and wearing pink on Wednesdays and decorating my desk for Christmas and handing out cookies and stuff. And you know what? I haven't been penalized for it yet. I haven't been promoted for it yet, but I haven't been penalized for it yet. Like, I'm still there, and I'm happier now. I'm in a much, much happier place. And I think that there's a personal growth there, right? And it comes with, yeah, you're in the environment, and you have to respect corporate, and you have to respect the rules and the image and everything else. But I don't think that I'm being disrespectful by making you laugh and by making your day better. And at the end of the day, my intent is never a malicious one. It's to make people's life better. And global mobility, what is it if it isn't that? I think for me, if I have a successful assignment and a successful relocation, is that person is feeling like, oh my God, I love this company that sponsored me, and I love this opportunity, and I can't believe I get this to represent these people, and I feel so taken care of. And yeah, I want to be the best, and I want to do the transfer of knowledge and help the locals, and I want, and so we might think, okay, I booked their shipment, who cares? But they care, and we should care, because this is our life. This is what we're doing. Like, we don't get this time back. I always thought, in the beginning, and I want to ask you guys, can I be really, really real with you guys?
Yes,
can I be super, super
please.
honest with you guys?
That's why we did that. That's why I did this show, because nobody was being real. Everybody was getting on these panels, and they were just recycling everything that they heard other people say. So yes, please be real. Thank you.
Okay.
Shout out, Drew.
So really, really real. I remember when I started my career, and this is a reflection only of where I was at and my mind was at. I resented a bit my role, because I kept thinking, look at all these like overpaid high level managers or whatever that I get to go and do these things that I never get to do. And like, I'm here having to listen to theirs and blah, 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 blah. I had such a negative attitude, but that was me. That was what I was dealing with. And that was where I was at personally. And then you fast forward a decade later, and I'm still in global mobility. And I'm still dealing with, you know, high level people and overpaid people, not overpaid, but they're paid very well for what they do. Anyways, let's move on quickly from there. But, but now I think like, no, you know, this is my calling. Like, I really believe, because how many people here, and you can put in the chat, how many of you fell into global mobility just like randomly? I don't know anyone who thought, I'm going to be a global mobility specialist or that studied for it. Like, we all just fall into it, right?
110% of people watching this right now fell into global mobility.
Yeah,
It's actually comical when you ask somebody to describe how they got in this business and you say you can't use the word fell. Like, they literally cannot tell you how they got into the business.
Well, actually, this is probably a good story to share at this point. The way I got into global mobility, I remember I was living in Chile, and I had just arrived, and I was working in a very low paying job. I'm like, how am I going to do this? So I looked for the multinationals. I'm like, I speak English. If I get into multinational, I can scale up. I don't care what job I get. I'm going to apply to get in. And so I applied, and I was hired as the executive assistant to the CFO of one of the big 4 companies, right? And I remember I worked with him. He's a very, very serious man. I mean, he's finance. Finance people are pretty serious.
I can't imagine a finance executive at an accounting firm. I can't imagine.
There you go. So I'm there working with this guy, and a few months in, because I remember one day I went in and I thought it was really, really funny. His name was Miguel Angel, which is Michelangelo. So I went in, I'm like, I really like your name. Was your mom like really into art? And he's like, why? I'm like, Michelangelo. And he's like, get out of my office. And so what's it called? A few days later, the head of HR, she goes over to see me. She's like, hey, Michelle, how are you doing? I'm like, I'm good. She's like, so what do you think about transitioning over to HR? I'm like, I don't know what HR is. I don't know what you guys do, but I learned fast. And yeah, I mean, like, anything's better than this. And she put me into HR. They needed somebody to do their global mobility, and she taught me everything. You know,
Wait, so time out. Did he recommend you transfer, or
absolutely he was not liking my sense of humor, right? I think that was the only time I got penalized, but it ended up being in my favor. And I just think like that was
isn't that crazy though? Just a second, like, isn't that crazy? That is people's worst fear, is that I try to be myself, I try to be funny, I try to whatever, and then I get transferred or demoted or whatever, I get moved. But then to your point, it was the best thing that happened to you.
Best thing of my life.
Because working for this guy wasn't a fit for you. So bringing your full self allowed them to find a fit for you faster.
Absolutely. And I think that's why we have a responsibility to be authentic, because it stunts our professional growth, but also our personal growth. And guys, like, the two things are married. We don't get this luxury of like dividing our time the way we want. And like, this is it. These are the breaks, right? And so you got to like make sure that what you're doing is really developing you as a human being as well. And, you know, I fell into global mobility. And then in the beginning, I didn't understand what I was doing. I thought it was super interesting. And then it got a little bit boring, because after a while there was like, you know, another shipment, another visa, and there was no growth, right? And I really struggled with that for a while. And I struggled with myself in corporate, and I struggled with who I was as a person. And then, you know, over the years, I kind of realized, and after having worked with amazing companies, I have been so blessed with my employers and my colleagues. Like, I have had some of the sharpest colleagues. Like, just I've learned so much from them. And I realized this really was divinely inspired. And at the end of the day, this really does fit my personality. Like, this really is the perfect profession for me, because I really do care. And it really does bring me joy to help other people. And because now I see the value in what I'm doing. And it's not anymore just ordering a shipment. And it's not anymore about helping some, like, you know, high up person. And I think that because of the value that I can find now in the work that I do, it's also given me the space to feel more confident and to feel like, guys, this is who I am, you know? And it's like, I hope you like it. And if you don't, you're not my people, and that's okay, because I'm not moving you, I'm moving them. They gotta like me.
Well, and that's the thing, right? And if they don't like it, they'll self-select out of your life, and then you got to deal with people you don't like. But here's one that I think you get along
Oh
with.
my God.
Mark.
Mark
Mark says, "Stop it.
Schiller,
Look at this."
Bristol, what's going on? This guy is amazing. Mark, so this is such a good example because Mark is humble. He's funny. He's interesting. So nice. But he's a beast. He's a beast at what he does. He's amazing. Amazing. So
You know what you're really good at too? You're really good at giving compliments.
am
And
I?
that makes people feel amazing. And when you can make people feel amazing, you're good as gold. It's true. Janet Turner, love hanging on to divine appointments. Yeah, I love helping people too. I love Relo.
Oh, awesome. That's
Love you,
so
Janet.
good. And I'm sure, Janet, that it comes through in the people that you're supporting, that they feel it because, like I said, it goes back to being authentic. People know when you're not being authentic. And I really, in that vein, the message that I want to get across is that amazing for the people that you're supporting, that they get your authentic self. But guys, let's be a little selfish. You need to be authentic for yourself. Life is too short,
Yes.
and
Yes.
you gotta do what's gonna make you happy, because on the one hand, you're gonna be a better person for it. You're gonna go home and be a better parent with your family and your or spouse. You're going to be able to, I think, contribute more, and your light as an individual will shine brighter. Like,
I agree. You will be more effective and you will be more engaged because work will be a place you can bring yourself to, right? We talk about bringing your whole self to work, in terms of inclusion, but it's also just in terms of just being authentic and being able to be authentic. Let's see, we got another great comment here from Lynn Gardner. Our career path is exactly that, showing people that we care and help them feel better about what they are doing. Through that can be stressful. Laughter's all good. I want to switch real quick. I want to pivot. And of course, we can always talk about being authentic, and we can always talk about having fun, which is what I'm all about. Even though sometimes I feel like people say, "Oh, Ben, you just have fun all the time. You just have a buddy show, and you just like to joke around all the time." People don't realize there's a lot of intelligence in humor, but that's another topic. You write some of the funniest things that I read
okay,
on my
what's your
LinkedIn feed.
favorite?
I actually pulled out a couple of my favorites.
Oh no! All right, I can't wait to hear.
This is my favorite, and you wrote this very recently, actually. It says, "I swear I should get an award for most marriages saved. No, sir, I don't recommend you forego a shipment, sell your wife's antique vanity that her grandmother left her, and replace it with a new one from IKEA." Stuff we think that most of us don't say, but the good ones do.
You gotta no, it's so funny because we're really here to advise, I think, and I take that seriously. So that one was an exaggeration. It wasn't, I think, a legit thing, but it just was to kind of show sometimes the things that I go through and the questions that I get asked are so crazy. I remember I was dealing with an employee recently, and God bless him, he wanted to find a way to do something to save the company money, which was a huge inconvenience to him and his family, right? And I was just like, sir, do you want to be married by the end of this assignment? He's like, yes. I'm like, I think the company can afford to spend an extra $1,000. It'll be okay. Like, I appreciate it, but I do not recommend this course of action, And I love that. I love that about our people, and I love that they're, so considerate. But at the end of the day, my job is like, no, I need you to go there. I want you to go and be settled in and feel amazing and feel excited, because I need you to go do like a kick-ass job, and I want you to be like the superstar that you are. I mean, honestly, you gotta be a superstar to be selected to go on assignment, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's
So
right.
all of my people are superstar VIPs, and I'm treating them like rock stars. And I'm like, let me take you to the green room. Do you want a coffee? What do you want? Come on, let's go. Like you're my superstar. I want to make sure that you're as excited for this assignment, because I'm excited for you. And I think honestly, I live vicariously through my assignees, because I'm always telling them, send me a picture. Where are you at? What's it like? What are the people like? And it's great because I get to establish these like real relationships with them. But I don't know, I should have probably prepared a slide. I have the coolest pictures that people have sent me from their assignments.
Where are some of the places that you've received pictures from that you're just like, wow, that's incredible?
I have a picture of someone at a site in Chile, and they're like on the way to the site, and they're just standing there by this like pool of water, like 100 flamingos around them. And I was like, this is insane. Insane. I had this other one that was sent to me. It was like a team building activity in Russia, and they're in what looks like the Sound of Music mountains having a picnic, like a little barbecue lunch. Let's just team build. I'm like, in heaven? What is
That's
this?
awesome.
This is amazing.
That's awesome.
Amazing. I have another one I got recently in Alaska, which is an assignee just kind of going for a walk, and all of a sudden there's like these two huge moose. Is it moose or meese?
It's meese. It's meese.
It is like
no,
meese?
it's absolutely not meese. It's meese. It's moose. But if you give me that, I'm gonna walk through that door 9 times out of 10. You gave me that.
So she's there with like these two huge animals, and I'm like, how did you even get this picture? How were you not scared? I'd be terrified.
I feel like moose are dangerous animals. To be honest with you,
they are. But she's like, no, I was at a safe distance. I got the picture, and then I was out of there. I'm like, well, good for you. But I don't know. I've seen like such amazing pictures, and I love that they're so excited and really enjoying it. I mean, today I was talking to somebody, and their assignment ended, and he told me, can I tell you something honestly? I'm like, always. He's like, I'm so bummed my assignment ended. I wish they had extended it. I'm like, I wish they did too. And I'll, because I still want to see more pictures.
Michelle, you have such a joy for what you do. And I feel like you've tapped into something or accessed a joy that I think we all would love to have in our work. Michelle, do you have any tips for people out there who are looking for the same type of joy in their work?
Well, I'm gonna be really, really honest with you guys. And I don't know, I feel inspired to share this, even though it's super, super personal. But I remember a few years ago, I was working with a company which was amazing. And I think one of the biggest regrets I have is that I didn't perform to the level that I should have while I was employed with that company. And the reason was that I was going through some really, really serious mental health issues, and I was suicidal. And every day I was trying to like not kill myself. And when I was going through that, and I think that at that time, there's still, for me, I felt this huge stigma about mental health. And I felt like I couldn't share that with anyone. Like, how could I tell somebody that I was feeling that I would not be professional? Like, you don't have everything together in your life. Or what are you doing here? You don't belong. Like, this was my thought process, right?
Right.
But I think sometimes you have to go through these kind of life and death situations to think about what matters, right? And what's really important. And as a result of that mental health issue, and I was really, really blessed to be able to find an amazing therapist. And thank God now I'm in a different place, emotionally, mentally, and in every way. I think that was when I realized, like, this is my life. This is the life I've been given. This is the career path that I'm on. This is what I'm doing. And this is who I am. And this is what's important to me. And I don't get to turn that on or off. I have to be me. And I have to think about my mental health and my joy all the time, because now I have to be super protective of myself and falling into depression again. I don't want to ever go back to where I was.
Right.
And so that means that, like, this is it. Like, this is me, and I gotta be happy. And so I think that when it comes down to it, and to answer your question, what do you do is, like, I think you gotta do a bit of, like, really, like, self-reflection and thinking about, who am I? Who do I want to be? what's my general motivation and what's my purpose? What do I want to give? What does this life mean to me? And what's going to make me feel good, and do more of that. And I'm not saying go and like quit your job and become an entrepreneur or like a stripper or something. Don't do that. I'm just saying though, like, you know,
Fine professions, by the way. Nothing
by
against
the
anybody
way,
that's watching who's an entrepreneur or a stripper. No judgment here.
no,
But now, are you putting your mental health first? Is that not priority number one for you?
100%. So now it's like, if I have a day where I'm not feeling well, I don't even play around. Like, and not that I don't care about my job, but I know that on that day, I won't be able to perform. So I just take the day. I take a sick day, and I take a sick day. I don't play around. I'm like, it's a sick day. And I take that day, and without guilt, I relax. I do whatever it is that I need to do in that situation to feel better. That way I can come back. Because the other thing too is that I worked really, really hard to get a good reputation with the business that I serve, the families that I support. Can you imagine? I messed that up by doing one quick, like having a one fast reaction, like a rash reaction, like taking out my feelings or my frustrations on somebody else. You know, like I would lose years of hard work. That's not worth it to me. I care too much about what I've invested already in these people. So for your benefit and for mine, I'm taking the day off.
I love that. I love that. And Drew actually said, and thank you so much for sharing that, by the way, Michelle. Thank
Okay,
you
you're
so
welcome.
much for sharing that and helping to destigmatize, mental health. Drew Phillips, I love the fact that she is real and willing to discuss mental health, love, and caring for herself.
Oh, that's nice. Thanks, Drew.
Drew was one of my mustachioed bros for Movember.
Nice.
Tim Quirk actually quit his job to become an entrepreneur and now realizes he made the wrong decision.
He
He
should have been
should
a
have become a
stripper.
dancer. Yes. So you've given him permission, and all of us really, to follow our dreams. So we all thank
Absolutely.
you for that, Michelle. Christina, mental health is so, so important. I had severe postpartum and struggled for so long trying to figure out how to be myself or who that self was.
Oh my
That
God.
the who was super interesting. Christina, thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah.
How do you find who you are? We go through life wearing the mask so long, it becomes a second skin. How do we know who we
I
are?
think that we know. I think that we all know. We try to subdue it, you know? And so I think it comes down to the therapy that I did, which I always thought, oh, it's some hippie weirdo stuff. I can't do this because I'm all like anti-hippie stuff, I'm like, no way. Yeah, that was before. Now I'm sitting here literally in my Birkenstocks right now. I bought my first pair of Birkenstocks of my life, and I felt like so realized as a human being. I'm okay now with the Birkenstocks. But the
That's
therapy I did
great.
was actually it's called like inner child work. And so for me it was connecting with my child, and I think that when I did that, I started to value those natural traits that I had. And as a child, I was always the first one when family members would come over. I'd grab the mic and I was there performing and doing a show. Like my joy comes from other people's joy. I love making other people happy. Like that
Yes.
makes me feel super fulfilled. And so I think
Yes.
when I realized that, and then I realized that, the comedy, the humor, it's not malicious, like I'm making fun of you. If anything, I'm making fun of me, but I love seeing people laugh. I love people feeling like they're a part of something. Like, yeah, be in the tags gang, girl, wear pink on Wednesday, good for you. Like I think that's amazing. It's small things, but they make me feel good about that day and my life and what I'm doing.
You are the best kind of people. People that take joy in other people's joy are the best kind of people. And honestly, talk about fit. I mean, that's like the ultimate alignment, right? You're aligned with the joy of others. I mean, that is fantastic. People are loving this. Hit that love. Throw a little heart. Throw a little heart out there in the comments for Michelle. She deserves it. She's really opening her heart to us right now. Michelle, thank you so much. This is so fantastic. The comments are fantastic here too.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Jamarco, great story. I'm glad you're in a much better place. Michelle, you deserve it.
Oh, Yay, Jamarco, love you.
Oh, look at you. You got your little heart ready. So you're sending hearts
Yeah.
back at people. You're so prepared for this. Janet, I think we're constantly changing. Yes, Janet, we're always evolving. Some people say people never change. That's like a thing we've grown up with. Oh, people never change.
Yeah.
I don't buy that.
No, that's
What
you
do
know
you
what
think?
that is? That's BF with BS, which is a belief system, and it's a wrong belief system. Mm-mm.
Go ahead. All right. I like this. For example, aging in the industry. Yes. How do you
Aging in the
reinvent
industry.
yourself? I mean, Janet went through an evolution period and reinvention. Sounds like you kind of went through a metamorphosis like that as well,
Yeah,
Michelle.
I think so, for sure, for sure. But I mean, we should all be growing always, right? And I always thought that that meant getting a promotion. You know what? To be honest with you, much love to the managers because your job is not easy. I'm not sure that I want to be a manager anymore, and I really don't measure my success and my joy and my personal growth from the job title. Like I really don't anymore. And I think for that's what we're told. Like, what does that even mean? Like, do I make enough money where I can live the way I want and I don't have that stress? So managers love you. Thank you for taking on that stress. You can keep it.
When I hear people want titles, I was talking to somebody before, and there was this applicant, because we're doing a lot of talent stuff now, and this applicant wanted a certain title, and it was a kind of real senior, real leadership kind of title when they came into the organization. And my question was, why do they want the title? What is it that they're looking for? Are they looking for that validation? Do they think that that title is going to give them influence outside of the organization and make them more effective to serve their team? I think there's good reasons to want that title, and there's not good reasons. There's self-serving reasons, and there's serving others reasons.
Well, you know what? I want to add to that because, if I'm very honest, I think one of the main reasons I always wanted the title and I don't anymore. And I didn't want to do this, but I got to give lots of love to my boss. My boss is amazing. And I'm not saying that because we're in comp season and he's going to decide my bonus this week. But I am saying this
real.
because he really is. I think that I wanted the manager job before in the position because I have 12, at least I think more than that now, experience in global mobility. So I know a lot of stuff. But as a global mobility specialist, I think the biggest error that leadership makes is that they don't come to us and ask us and get our opinion and our advice. And they I know a lot of global mobility specialists could feel frustrated because they become paper pushers and it just becomes one shipment after the other, one airfare after the other, one temp housing after the other. Like you're not contributing anything more. And the first thing I think that happened when I started with my current employer, and because of the amazing boss that I have, I got to be involved in policy discussions, and we got to create a brand new immigration #immigration gang, an immigration policy. And I've been involved in like these different committees. Now I'm working on training all of our North American sites and updating them on global mobility. I've been able to like take on new parts, new things in my role, and kind of define my role and expand it in ways that I was seeing that I needed to go to be valued for my experience. It means everything to me, everything. And I don't feel the need for the title anymore.
How did you? So you really, it's that whole seat at the table conundrum. And you're searching for that influence and seat at the table and being in the room for those decisions. How did you overcome that hurdle without the title? Like, what was it?
Well, I threatened my boss. I had an embarrassing picture of him, and I told him that if he didn't let me, it was going viral. So
Even though it was photoshopped, it was a deep fake.
Of course. No, you know what it was, to be honest. I think the pandemic really changed things and affected things. And when that happened in March and when borders started closing, it was all hands on deck. And we, one of our pillars is putting people first. And, I think a big part of that is safety and caring. And wow, we were all there calling people. Where are you? Are you safe? Where's your family? What do you need? Immediately, we implemented like a carers program. Are you in quarantine? We're going to get you food. We're going to like make sure that you're okay. You're here. You're stranded. Okay, let me get you the insurance you need. Like everybody was all hands on deck. And we were all there like checking in and reporting to each other. And so it became this like this team in a way that I don't think I'd seen before, because we were in a life or death situation, really. We needed to make sure that our people were okay, and not because it was our job, but because they're human beings in a super stressful, traumatic situation that none of us had ever lived. Like, I hope if anything we got out of this pandemic is a bigger sense of unity as a human race and as professionals. And maybe that's why there's been that shift, like you were saying, for me on LinkedIn, to be like, hey guys, like, you're my family. I've known you guys for years. We've been LinkedIn fam for years. Can you advise me on this? Do you have a contact for that? Which I don't think I had done previously either. But I think now it's like, I feel so connected to the global mobility industry and this community, this beautiful community that we have. I mean, can I be really honest with you guys? Global mobility is the most badass, coolest community ever. Like, we are the best people. We're like angels on earth. Seriously.
You know what? It's so funny. I had the opportunity. I was fortunate to have dinner with Lynn Shotwell last week when I was in Portland, and we had a couple of cocktails, and I was like, Lynn, everybody talks about how amazing our community is, our industry is, and you've worked in different ones. I think immigration and some different global business center. I was like, is it true, or does everybody just have a kick-ass time at conferences? And she's like, no, you guys are different. She's like, no, this is different.
That's so cool.
Which is super validating. I was like, so everybody doesn't like hug each other and go over to each other's houses and know each other's family and kids and like babysit for one another and go to people's, basketball games and recitals and stuff. Okay. We got a couple of comments coming in here. I just want to read real quick. Yeah. Christina, agree. We know who we are, but we're told to hide those strengths or weaknesses to fit into the square hole that everyone wants us to.
And I say to that, BS, create your own belief system. Don't let them tell you what to do. Fight the power, Public Enemy.
I love it. Public Enemy lyrics is great. Judy, living in Michigan and very close to Oxford. Thank you so much for your story. Mental health is important.
Oh, thanks, Judy.
Yes, Judy, for sure. You're going to have to read this one for me. Okay, Michelle?
Oye, Michelle, yo quiero dejar Chile. ¿Qué me aconsejas? So my friend over here is trying to get immigration advice to leave Chile. I will connect with you later, Rogelio. Hablamos después.
Nice. This is fantastic. Richard Majewski referring to the title. I think the idea is title 5-star superstar doesn't turn up late for work. Self-image allows higher power discussions with other companies. But yep, I'm not a title person either. Judge me today on our interaction. Nothing else matters. Oh, yeah. You wrote something that I thought was interesting and I wanted to ask you about.
Oh no.
No, I mean, it was a serious comment, in some of the pre-work here. The pandemic and forced remote work was meant to be a wake-up call for many of us. You use interesting words, was meant to be a wake-up call. What do you mean by the pandemic and forced remote work was meant to be a wake-up call for many of us?
I think that, so a lot of us were forced to face ourselves in the pandemic and being at home. And a lot of us were forced to face the reality of an unhappy marriage, of, children that didn't have enough time with their parents, maybe ourselves not investing in time in things that were important to us, not doing the mental health work. I think that the pandemic and being isolated forced us to get really real with who we are and what we want. I think, I think that's why I said it was meant to be an awakening. And I hope that it was for a lot of people. I know it was for me. I've changed profoundly over the past 2 years. And I think that finally I feel very comfortable being at home and being on my own. Whereas before, I think I thought I had to be way more social than was good for myself and for my wallet, And so big ups to all the people saving money during the pandemic. Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people saved a lot of money, and I feel like it's all flushing out now. And if I look at airfares right now, people are out there spending that money. Travel gang in the house.
100%.
Couple other funny things that you wrote. So I went back and read some of your stuff, and I just really love it. I just love it. This is bad. This is a best. This is a highlight reel. I've not done this before with anybody else. But again, if you don't follow Michelle, if you're not connected connect to Michelle. I'm assuming she'll connect with you. She's super, super cool. And hit that like button right now. If you have a question for Michelle, throw it in the comments. I will ask your question because, I mean, Michelle, you're really putting it out there. So I really appreciate you doing it. Sure. You said something I found fun. Today, I tried writing an email in French to a colleague in Mauritania. Of course, I ended it with, please excuse my French.
It's so true. It's so true. So I always, I'm going to be really real with you guys again. So, and I hope I don't offend anybody, but one of the things I hate is because we work in global mobility, we get to see some pretty interesting names, and some of them are not the easiest to pronounce. And I find it just so uncalled for to not even try, just try. Even if you butcher it, just try. And so I think that whenever I'm dealing with my colleagues and my assignees, to where I can, I just try to identify with them. So, I have a lot of Brazilian colleagues, and I always end my emails with obrigado, which is thank you, And so to these guys in French, which is, I'm Canadian and we study French here in school, and I studied since kindergarten all through university, and pretty much all I can say is excuse my French. And so I try what little I can. I write to them in French. But the cool thing was actually with that post, they actually wrote to me after, like, you know what, that's so cool that you did that, and thank you so much. And I'm gonna tell you something. Part of what I do is also a little calculated, because the more people like you, the more you get from them. You get better service, better attention. And so I think building relationships is good for you as a professional, but also good for you as a human being. And I think that, there's enough bad vibes in the world. Don't be that person. Like, who cares? Just let it go. Be happy. And if I can, by that little detail, because I try to write in French, that makes them feel special, what did it cost me? Nothing, right? And they love it. And that reminds me too, one of the cool side effects of all these posts, which was not my intention, but now I love, is that people at site, and that's why I started this hashtag Life at Corporate. They're like, I love seeing your posts and your pictures. And I never thought that I would know anything about corporate. It seems so far away. And they're like, oh my God, you guys are so fun. And I'm like, yeah, we're cool. And I love when you guys post stuff too. So I think it allows us to really develop that bond with our colleagues and around the world. Like, we're a global community. The world's tiny now.
So true. Because people often, satellite offices or whatever, never feel connected to corporate. They always have these, these misperceptions or misconceptions about corporate and how corporate feels about them, because they don't know. And then so showing that lighter side, that vulnerable side, and that fun side is a way to connect. I love it. One last thing you said: if you can't have fun at work, then you're doing it wrong. Ali fam, no cap, broski. So that's the last Michelle Riutort quote that I'm going to read. But you do have a top 5, don't you?
I do have a top 5. Things that are important to me.
Top 5 things that are important to you in global mobility. Michelle, what is number 5?
Number 5, transfer of knowledge. And basically what I mean here is that we have to invest in the people where we invest in. I think that we have a responsibility to really leave something behind, and not just resources. I really hope, and when I started global mobility, I was so excited about this idea about being able to develop people there locally, so that way when we left, they would have some knowledge that they could use somewhere else. Like, we have some of the best welders in the world. Why not do a course with the community, teach them how to weld so they can develop their cities or their towns? That's transfer knowledge. So I want to see more of that.
I love that. That's a brilliant idea. That's a show right there. Number 4,
laugh out loud. You guys know this now. Fun at work and breaking down walls. Life is too short, guys. I encourage you and I dare you. Tomorrow, tell a joke at work. Laugh a little louder than you normally do. F the rules, guys. Life's too short.
And when you laugh and people hear it, it gives them permission to laugh. So just realize, you're not only doing it for yourself, you're doing it for other people too. Number 3, compliance, of course. Hashtag tax gang and the future of global mobility. I hope that you guys all realize that with the seat at the table and the way the world is going,
Global mobility, and I've been saying this for a year, is a superpower the companies do not know that they have. Well, guess what, guys? Today they know. They know how important we are, and we need to step up and keep it up.
True that, 100%. Number two.
Number two, high performance, teamwork, communication, and the obliteration of silos. Things never worked when we worked in silos. And now with this global world and after the pandemic, I just think it's time for those silos to end. I used to send emails with 1 or 2 people. My emails now have like 20 people. You might be thinking you're oversharing. No, dude, I'm involving everybody that pretty much is part of the process and should know anyways.
I love it. Absolutely love it. Number one.
Number uno, the most important, putting people first, empathy and investment. I mean, it's not just about the job, it's about your life. And your life is about how much you're giving back to the world, the love that you're spreading. Be that love and light everywhere you go all the time. Don't just turn it off and then turn it on in your free time when you're too exhausted to shine bright anyways.
Michelle, you are my people. This is fantastic. I've had such an amazing time with you today. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Love you,
Michelle.
Ben. It's been amazing. I've had the best time. And thanks so much, everybody, for listening to my rants and all of your amazing comments. I love the vibe in the show, and everyone's just so connected. You guys are amazing.
Thank you so much. And thanks everyone out here who was here with us, because we wouldn't have a show if we didn't have people watching. So thank you. Hit that like button right now. Let everybody know what's up. Send Michelle a little love. She deserves it. She was amazing with us and super just open and transparent, which I just value so much. Thank you. And don't forget, Thursday, we have Chris Chalk from Fiserv on. And if y'all don't know Chris, which I'd be shocked if you don't know Chris, but if you don't know Chris, tune in for that. He's also a lot of fun. So we've got 2 amazing, fun corporate folks this week. Michelle, again, thank you so much.
Thank you, Ben.
Hey, take care.